Each time an alarm sounds, firefighters respond, and each time they face the unknown. False alarms that suddenly become the real thing. House fires that quickly escalate into multiple alarms. Routine incidents that turn disastrous. From the very beginning, training helps reduce these risks. Recruits learn from seasoned professionals about fire behavior, fuel characteristics, and strategies designed to help keep both them and the public they serve safe. Along with education, firefighters wear special protective clothing. Turnout gear limits exposure to extreme temperatures. Portable oxygen supply to breathe while searching for victims. Despite these precautions, injuries still do occur. And when a firefighter gets hurt, that injury affects not only them, but their family, friends, and their brother and sister firefighters. In August 2022, Captain Dayon Cobbs was admitted to the burn center at RWJBarnabas Medical Center. With deep burns to his hands, neck, and ears, he required multiple skin grafts, but made a full recovery and is now back on duty with the Newark Fire Department.
When I first found out the things that were going through my mind was that how bad is it? In what area can he survive? You know, these are the things that was going through my mind because I was thinking like, you know, is he gonna make it? So the first thing that my husband said when he was in the pavement, he was in a lot of pain and he just kept screaming, take me to St. Barnabas and call my wife. And he knew exactly where he wanted to go. When I first arrived at the hospital and I saw his burns, I was relieved because I knew that they were survivable. I kept reassuring him that everything was gonna be okay. It was in his hands, it was in his head and in his ears.
Last November, Englewood firefighter Jonathan Reitz sustained burns that, while listed as non-critical by the team, still required weeks of outpatient care before being allowed to return to duty. Upon learning of this injury, Fire Chief Jeffrey Kaplan immediately reached out to the burn center at RWJBarnabas Medical Center.
I think that's the greatest responsibility, is knowing that I'm responsible for their health and welfare, 24 hours a day. And so when there is an injury, that always weighs heavily on your mind. Are they okay? How serious is the injury? And is it going to be life-changing?
We were rolling out to what I would call a bread and butter fire, a small detached garage on fire, and my task was to open up the garage doors, which I was going to accomplish by using a saw. And in the blink of an eye, I was cutting open the door, smoke and fire started coming out of the door, and before I knew it, felt a little hot, a little steamy, but I thought I was okay. I actually insisted I didn't need to go to the hospital, everything was fine. And as time progressed, I started to develop some pain, some tenderness, and about 2 hours later, it turned out I had some second-degree burns on the back of my shoulder.
The protocol in Englewood is for the firefighter to seek care at the local emergency room. The paramedic that was treating the firefighter assured me that it was under control, that he was being treated appropriately, and that it could be handled at the local facility. But again, after the firefighter was discharged, it became apparent that he was going to need more advanced care at the burn center. I think that this incident is a reminder to our young firefighters that even small routine incidents can always pose a serious hazard to our firefighters, and they should never let their guard down.
As one of the busiest departments in the state, Jersey City Fire Department has a long-standing standard operating guideline that directs firefighters who are burned to be treated at a recognized burn facility at the burn center at RWJBarnabas Medical Center. On May 1st, 2025, Battalion 4, Ladder 3, Squad 4, and Engine 7 and 9 responded to a multiple alarm apartment fire with a report of multiple victims. Under extremely hazardous conditions, a young mother and her 2 little girls were rescued for transport to the burn center. So were 3 of the more than 20 firefighters who responded to this incident, including a probationary firefighter assigned to his father's old company.
My first thought about him getting burned was, did he have his gloves on? That was my first thought. And then later on, I found out that he had all his gear on. The reason I was happy that they were transported to the burn center, because I found out they were treated totally different than a local hospital, how they treated the burn and the care afterwards. So I was just happy that they went to the burn center and I knew he would be taken care of.
Whether it's rushing into burning buildings or responding to medical emergencies, firefighters will always be the first to say that they are just doing their job. A large part of that job is accepting the inherent risks that come along with it.
Being a firefighter myself for 28 years and having a history in my family, I know how severe burns could be, and they must be treated right. Everybody thinks that when they wear their full gear, they think they're protected, but that doesn't mean anything. You could still get burned. You're not invincible. You have to be smart and stay safe.
But when something does happen, the team at the Burn Center at RWJBarnabas is always there to provide the very best of care to the men and women who are their heroes.
Knowing that our new generation of firefighters have the knowledge to know when to seek care at the Burn Center puts me at ease, knowing that the whole new generation of firefighters that have been hired since I started know when to seek care and that they're in good hands moving into the future.
Tonight, the Burn Center at RWJBarnabas, along with RWJBarnabas Health family, want to celebrate the bravery of all the firefighters, and especially the 2025 Valor Award honorees.